This is the Leadership to Wealth podcast, and I'm your host, Neil D'Souza. My guest today is a man that has been around the world traveling and working. He is the creative director for Flavor Factory. He's also a dance instructor, but currently he is a business owner of C Investments, a real estate firm that acquires rental properties, income properties across the country. He's going to share with you about family. He's going to share with us about fun. He's going to share about business. And my guest today, Christian Encheta. All right, Christian, let's start right there. As we were talking about, what's the difference between now as a real estate investor? What's the difference between learning it on paper versus learning it for real, actually doing a deal?
Oh man. Okay, well, like it's just like anything. It's just like anything when you're getting into something, like let's say you're getting into MMA, you know everything, you know how to punch, you know how to punch the bag, you know how to do all this, you know how to, whatever. But once you actually get punched, that's when it's like, oh snap, like I'm actually doing this. And maybe you're not even trained to get punched yet, you know? And so it's like you can watch all the YouTube videos, you can read all the books, you can do all the research, and like it's good. It's always good to know what can happen and what to do and this and that. But like in real life, man, it's so different, and people are different. Every person is different. You can't just have I mean, you have a system, but people like mash up that system so hard sometimes,
Yeah.
So it's like just like anything you're learning, like you're gonna go through bumps in the road. Sometimes it's like straight line and it's awesome, right? But then sometimes you got those bumps in the road, or just like you like veer way off, and then like it's a lot of problem solving, a lot of like figuring things out,
Right. Okay. So tell me, if you were to try to sum it up, what it's like having to deal with it for you. What's it like having to deal with problems on the fly when you're dealing with investing? Because let me say this. I remember the first time I did a flip, and I had done all the preparations I could do. And then, and I just kept in my mind that I'm going to prepare for everything. And then once I go ahead and do it, something's going to go wrong that I wasn't prepared for, and just be ready for that. So I went ahead and was doing my first flip. Everything's going along smoothly. And then all of a sudden, boom, something happens. And, I think something wasn't on time, which was going to push all of my schedule back. And I was like, there it is. You couldn't plan for this. I did everything I could to get this ready, and this is where I'm at. And I almost felt good, because now I had gotten the unprepared thing out of the way and I could continue moving on. What's it like for you now with this building that you're working on?
Yeah, it's really testing how what is the word, like getting into a situation and being able to adapt to any situation. You have to be very adaptable and like flexible, not flexible in changing what you're doing, but flexible in like, okay, like this is gonna change a little bit to get back on track, and like you have to be able to see a bigger picture and see like why is it happening this way and not this way. So like you have to really have an open mind while working in real estate, because it's definitely it's not like just you get tenants and your tenants are good and they pay you the rent and happily ever after. It's not always like that, and especially once you start getting into larger units, you're dealing with more people, different walks of life in every unit. There's a different walk of life. You know what I mean? With different like problems, different this and that, whatever it is, you know, like whatever it is, it's like, yeah, it like you have to just be able to be ready for any situation, and yeah, that's really all I can say about that.
Well, you know, I remember one of the things that I went through was I felt a bit of an imposter syndrome, like, oh, you know, can I do this? You know, I'm faking myself. This is not real. And then even that, I was like, oh, wait, I think they said I'm gonna go through this. So don't be surprised by that either. Have you in your journey had to go through any of that?
Imposter syndrome?
Yeah. or just second guessing yourself.
Oh man, like I'm second guessing myself all the time. Like, you know, it like, especially
You're
in the
second guessing the second guessing.
Yeah. Like, but the thing is that like the second guessing is almost like a habit, right? So in the beginning, when you start second guessing very like often, you know, but like the thing is with second guessing is like you have to like almost push that out of your mind. It's like know what the goal is, know what the focus is, keep going at the focus, keep going at your goal. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like it's hard, right? Because like I said, like it's habitual to second guess yourself sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my gosh, am I doing this wrong? Or like, you know, like,
yeah,
like do I like am I doing this right for my investors? Am I doing this like yeah, like there's just so many scenarios where you can second guess yourself. But the imposter syndrome, that too is like I think that like the imposter syndrome has definitely just worn off because I've done it so much already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've walked the walk. I've bought property. I've managed people now. I've managed a property. I've managed things now, and it's like I feel like imposter syndrome happens when you're not sure what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like like in the beginning when I'm walking properties, you're kind of thinking like, can I ask to go into this unit? Can I see the furnace room? You know what I mean? You're not sure. You're not sure. Right? So that's why you're second guessing. That's why you're thinking, can I do this? Because you feel like an imposter, right? But it's like when I've done it so many times, it's like, hey, can we see the furnace room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, of course. Right. Let's go see it. You know, like as you're buying these things, realtors and owners are going to know that this is what this is what investors want to see, right? So it's like they could probably feel the imposter syndrome if you don't know what you're doing. You know, they might feel it's like this person doesn't really know what they're doing, like okay, you know, you just want to look around outside. Oh, okay, you know what I mean? It's like like you didn't really look at the property. You didn't look like the person before or whatever, you know, like so.
Yeah. So they would look at you and go, this guy is probably not serious, considering he didn't look at all the other things. Well, let's go back for a moment then. This is what you're up to now. What about when you were like 18 years old? Is this where you saw yourself doing this at 18?
I had no idea what my future was at 18. Like no idea. I for a long time. So I'm 33 now. I'm actually turning 34 on the 1st, which is in 2 days. So August 1st is my birthday. But yeah, like for a long time, man, like I had no idea what the heck I was doing. You know, I knew I love dancing. I'm a dancer. I'm an artist. I like traveling. I like doing this and that. And so I was very free spirited, and like going paycheck to paycheck, you know? Yeah. You know, financially had no like financial like goals or anything like that. For a long time, I didn't even know how to set goals. You know, I didn't know how to set goals. I didn't I just, something else I realized was I had a problem. Like I had a habit of like not making decisions. I was scared of making decisions. So like, especially like when we talk about like you have to watch out what you're thinking, right? You have to watch what you're thinking. So like, if people are like, what do you want to do? It's like, I don't know. I can't make up my mind, you know? And so that was like a cop out to actually try and not think about what I didn't want to think about, if that made any sense, you know, like, so every time I just kind of said, I have a hard time thinking about that. I don't want to think about that. Or it's like, I've never thought about it, or like, that would just be it. You know, I wouldn't put any more energy to it, because I'd just say that. And then it would just, you know, but now, like more recently, I feel like I've stepped up to it and been like, what do you really want? You know, like, like I had to do that recently when COVID hit, you know, and like, again, I was still an artist. I was an artist, and I still am an artist, you know, like I'm not giving that up. Like that's definitely a part of me. Right. But I'm definitely in a new chapter where I see my financial future, how I can help my family, you know what I mean? And it's like that's the goal now, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like finding those goals, finding what you want to do in your future. Like it takes time. It takes time to do that, you know? And I never put time into it because I said, I don't know how, or I don't want to, you know what I mean? My parents were like, oh, try and do this. Oh, I don't want to, you know, and just left it at that, you know? So like now, like I've really put the time, I put the energy, I found out what my passion and my like, where I want to be in the future. What do I want to do in the future? You know, maybe I don't exactly know what I want to do in the future, but I know what I want to be doing in the future. You know, say, yeah.
So let me ask you, because that's interesting that you didn't want to make a decision. What happened in life that got you to that point that you didn't like making decisions?
Well, for a long time, I would say that I was like when I was younger, I was bullied a lot. I actually was bullied a lot in high school, like middle school, like grade 7 all the way to grade 9. And like being in a school where like I was like a visual minority, you know, like I was with my hands and toes, you could count how many like color kids there were, you know what I mean? And so it was like I was very, I didn't have any confidence, you know, I didn't have any confidence. So it's like when someone would ask what I wanted to do, or like, what do you want to do? It's like, I had no confident answer in what I wanted to do.
Right.
And like, I didn't think.
Because you were afraid of what?
Because I was afraid of being like just criticized or denied or whatever, you know, like we all have those, you know, and like I had to realize that it's like I'm not doing it for mom and dad. It's like you have to really do it for yourself, you know. And I was doing a lot of things for other people, you know, right. to impress, you know, like even the dance that I do, I break. I'm a b-boy, you know, like it's like I'm dancing for the girl, you know, I'm doing it for the girl, you know. That was like the thing, right? Yeah. Like even the dance that I do, you know, is like it's kind of like that. But
you were doing the Regal Peacock.
Right? But it's like
I don't know if that's what a Regal Peacock really looks like, but you know.
Do it one more time. Do it one more time.
I'm not sure what sound they make to go with it.
Yeah.
Sounds more like a chicken, but but you were doing the strut, right?
Doing the strut.
Like Eddie Murphy says, you got to strut your stuff. So
that's it. That's it.
Okay, yeah. So you were strutting for the ladies. That was dance, and you know, it got you some attention.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But like, but I would say like for a long time, like my self-confidence was definitely low. You know, like, especially those years when I got bullied. You know, obviously, and then I changed schools. And I knew what bullying was, and I knew like how it felt. And when I got to that new school, I was like the nicest person to everyone, right? And I actually got pretty like popular in high school, and like I was part of like student council and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like a pretty popular person at the end.
Because you were the guy that could
dance.
Dance battle. Yeah, you got a problem? Let's dance battle. Let's go.
Yeah. But then after you go from high school.
Did you have the cardboard under your arm? Did you guys still do that at that point?
Yeah.
I don't know. We used to do a cardboard. I don't know what you guys.
No, I used to go to like Sears or something, and like they would have like the garbage bins full of like cardboard boxes for refrigerators, you know, like humongous pieces of cardboard, and you know, like that would be where I get my cardboard, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. We're totally digressing. All right. So now that we know where to get cardboard, we know the dancing and student council, and now it's like you're like LL Cool J because the ladies love you, and so you're riding high, you're feeling good about yourself, but you're still avoiding making decisions because you're afraid of letting people down or making the wrong decision.
Yeah. Even
though now you're the sexy beast.
Yeah. Well, like after high school, okay? After high school, things change. You know, high school's high school, right? Like the kids in high school think like, oh yeah, this is the life. I'm living the life, this and that. And then they get out of high school and they're like, what am I doing?
Right.
You know, what am I doing? And so that's what I was kind of like, what am I doing? You know, I went into like the acting and modeling type thing. I did a couple of shows. I did a couple like catalogs and this and that, you know. I did that for a while. And then I did like the dance thing. I was part of like musicals. I was part of like I was doing commercials and this and that. But then like it really wasn't making a ton of money or anything, you know, like
it's not paying the bills.
It wasn't paying the bills, right?
Yeah.
But and then so like I was living in Toronto. I lived in Toronto when that happened. Came back to mom and dad's house, you know, and then they were like, "So what do you want to do?" I was like, "I don't know." It's like they were just kind of like, "Well, you got to be in school," you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they were just like, "What about business? What about this? What about that?" And I legit just kind of like I was like into a book, and I was like, "Okay, let's do business admin." You know, I did business admin. I did one semester of that. Wasn't my thing. Wasn't my thing. And I just like dipped out of that. And then my parents were like, what are you doing? I don't know. Let's look in the book. Boom. I did bartending. I finished bartending. It was fine. It was cool. But like, I didn't even become a bartender after, you know? So it's like, yeah, you know, like, so it was really just because mom and dad wanted me to go to school.
You could have been like the dancing bartender.
I could have. I really could have, you know, but it's not like it was like a passion of mine. It was just something that mom and dad were saying, hey, go to school. And I just went like this.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Cool. I did it, you know? And so for a while, I just kind of floated around doing like whatever, you know, I was kind of doing.
Mm.
But like, you know, like I definitely did do a lot with my dancing, right? Like I traveled all around the world with my dancing, which is a pretty awesome accomplishment. I toured all over Canada with groups and stuff. I've taught overseas. I lived at like a beach resort as an entertainer and everything like this. You know, I met my wife overseas and everything.
What kind of entertainer?
Oh, I worked at Club Med, so it's like
okay.
It's
Oh,
like a beach
got
resort.
it. Okay. Yeah. Well, sorry, you said dancing and entertaining, and you met your wife, so I'm just
yeah, but yeah, like so like my dance has definitely gotten me a lot of like I live life, you know, I live life for you know, and I was very very happy, you know, and but the thing was like even when I was living overseas, like that wasn't paying any bills. You know, like when I came back,
you're having fun.
Yeah,
you're having fun. You're having a good time, but it's still, and you're even though you're enjoying yourself, you're still not moving forward financially.
Yeah, and once I've been teaching like dance on and off since like 2011, and so when I came back to Canada after working in Asia and stuff, I got married, and then like I started teaching again. I started teaching dance and stuff, and it was good. You know, like it wasn't bad money. It wasn't like awesome money, but like you know, we were getting by. You know, and then like I think I kind of just like settled with that for a while. You know, then COVID happened. Then no one needed us. Like I had nothing, zero money coming in, right? And so before COVID happened, in October 2019, I invested in my first condo here in Ottawa, and it's just a 2-bedroom condo. I got a great tenant, you know, and so like that was 2019 in October, and then March 2020 came and there was no more work. And I was thinking like, what the heck am I going to do? Like, what am I doing now? Like, I have to go get another job. Right. So like I took a couple of weeks off because I just got off tour. I was touring when COVID hit actually.
Yeah.
And, so April 1st came and rent came in and I was like, oh snap.
Hey,
there's money coming in. You know what I mean? Like I need 100 more of these. And then that's when it like clicked. And then I went straight into real estate, like 100% of my energy straight into real estate. Yeah.
During COVID.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was learning about real estate before and I was always interested, but I always had to be working. I was working. Like I was dancing and teaching and this and that to pay the bills. So I never actually had time to actually get into it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID created the opportunity.
COVID gave me time, you know, like a reset, you know, like I really had to think about what the heck am I going to do? How am I going to pay my bills?
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, yeah, that's when it just all clicked. It's like, if I can continue and figure out how to acquire more properties, then we're good, you know, like, so I was thinking about buying duplexes, triplexes. That's the money I have for that. You know, I can put a down payment for a duplex, triplex, right? I have with my savings, and hopefully escape the rat race with that, you know?
Okay, so you got into apartment buildings over COVID.
Yeah.
And what is it about apartment buildings that caught your eye?
Oh man, well, when you're watching a lot of YouTube and learning about like real estate, you hear about the duplexes and triplexes and like how you can house hack and this and that, right? And that's kind of where that went, you know. But then I started watching some other ones where people are buying apartment buildings and like Like they just maintain it. You can have a concierge or a super kind of thing, and like it's a lot more, like there's a lot more people paying for things, I guess. Like there's a lot more income, there's a lot more money involved, and so you have bigger margins for cash flow, and yeah, like there's just more kind of happening, and yeah.
How does your wife and your family feel about you moving into this direction of real estate and buying apartment buildings?
Yeah. So that, my parents are like ecstatic. They're like, he's doing something, you know? He found something, you know? And you know what? Like, it's crazy because my parents actually had rentals back in the day, you know, and they had rental income, and they had like a place, you know? So like they understand it, but they don't understand it to the extent that I've learned it now. So they do see how it can be very like good and lucrative, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're super excited. My dad does investing already. Not with property, but like he does like stocks and everything. So he understands like how that works.
And what about your wife?
Oh, wife loves it. Wife loves it. She like I've told her the goals that I want to do in the next couple of years, and she's like, let's go, you know, like. So
do you think you would have been able to transition so quickly without your wife and family's support?
Would I been able to transition into
to go from a career in dancing and, you know, all of that, and then jump into, you know, I know that you were interested, you'd been learning beforehand, but but then to be able to just get into it.
So you're saying if they didn't support me?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, the doubt, if someone's doubting you already from the top, it's harder. Yeah. It's way harder, you know, and I was already like, can this happen? You know what I mean? But like, but it's great because my family, my parents and my wife were very supportive of my first property, which is the condo. You know, they see, okay, like, like he's getting into this now, you know, and like, and when COVID happened and I said, I'm going 100% into it, they're like, go, you know, like we support you. And it's been really like a blessing. It's like COVID, I know for a lot has been very hard. And it's been hard for me too. But at the same time, it's also been like a blessing, giving me like so much.
Yeah. Well, I think most people would agree that it's been difficult, whatever context you've been in. But for you to be able to move forward with real estate, to be able to be buying at a time that a lot of people are having difficulty buying, you know, there's no doubt that it would be difficult for anybody. So I think they would actually look at you and go, wow, that's amazing. But I know that so many people look at the circumstances around them with regards to family, you know, their spouse. And I've heard this many times where people say, you know, I couldn't have done it without their support. Or I've heard the other flip side, which is, you know what, if my wife supported me, then I could do it. If my family was supportive of it, then I'd be able to do it. What would you say to people on that side of the fence?
If my family didn't support me, but I've looked into it and I've researched and I know what can happen, you know, if I can see the goal, if I can really see the goal, and I really believe it can be achievable, you know, like, yo, you can do anything. Like, I think that like the first thing that someone needs to do is like fix the mindset, right? It's the mindset that can get you to places where you thought never would have been possible.
Yeah.
Right. The mindset can get you to do things that you thought like, yo, I hate numbers. You know, like I'm not like a like academically inclined person. You know, like I just like floated through school, you know, and it's like, but I love numbers of real estate, you know. I love the numbers in real estate. I love the numbers in like in cash flow, you know, like once you see like these things, like don't just hate everything, you know, like you got to see what is going to be, what's exciting you, you know, and yeah, like it was like, again, it's the mindset, you know, like you have to see, okay, like what's more important, like where I am right now, and I just stay in this so that everyone likes me and this and that, whatever it is, or like my goal, where I want to be, who I want to be, right?
Yeah.
Like you sometimes that circle of people, you have to change the circle of people to change your mindset. You know, if you hang out with people that like, and I'm not saying any of this is wrong or bad, but it's like if people just like sitting around and like playing video games, but you want to do real estate, you know, these people might not be the people that you need to hang around right now. They can still definitely be your friends, you know, but it's like find people that are into real estate just like you, or into this just like you, and then like your skills start building because you're around the right people, you're around the right mindsets.
So tell me this, because you would have said that beforehand that you would have had difficulty making a decision, and if your family hadn't supported you, it might have been difficult to be able to move forward. But now, having done what you've done and are doing what you're doing right now, and this mindset shift, what kind of a difference would that make, whether you had their support or not? Emotionally.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
So you were saying that
Yeah.
previously it was difficult to make a decision, right? Because you wanted to please people and you didn't want to get things wrong. But one of the things that's happened was, with having the support of your family and your wife, you were able to continue to move forward, and your mindset has shifted now in moving into real estate, buying income producing property. But now, with that mindset shift, does that make a difference if you didn't have that support anymore?
You really have to dig down deep, like in yourself, right? You really have, like I said before, I avoided making goals for myself. I avoided, like, you know, like it's really like, it's that mind shift of like, you have to think of yourself, right? You have to think of yourself. You have to put yourself first sometimes, you know, like I loved putting people ahead of me. That's what I did. I please whoever it is before myself, right? And then now it's like I have to think about myself first. I have to, like, how am I going to be pleased? How am I going to be happy in life? What do I need to do to be happy in life? And it's not just being like, yeah, I just want to be happy, but like what is going to make you happy? Yeah. Right. Happiness is important to all of us. So it's like, what's going to make you happy? Oh, I want to have time with my family. That makes me happy. I want to be able to travel the world. That makes me happy. I want to eat amazing food in amazing, beautiful restaurants, like Michelin star restaurants. That makes me happy. So like, what's gonna help me get these things more, right? All these things. Like I want to have more of these things. And how am I going to acquire? So like all these things, like time with family. So time. Okay. So that means I have to somehow have more time with family and less time working. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that with real estate. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to travel the world.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to need money. I'm going to need time. And real estate is actually all over the world. Cool. You know,
Yes.
you know, and I want to eat in beautiful, nice restaurants. Oh, awesome! I'm gonna need money. Like a lot of things ended up like I need money. It's not like that I love money. It's just I need like I would need it to get to like want to have these things, right? And so like the goal isn't money. It's the time. It's the goal is time with family, time with like it's just like having a freedom of getting to where I want to be so I can be like extreme happiness, like fulfillment, so it's like I saw that through real estate. I saw it that like if I can acquire X amount of properties and get X amount of cash flow monthly, and live off of like refis and this and that, and it's like, whoa, like this can really happen, and right. It's like you purchase your first property, and then all of a sudden you have a cash flow of, let's say, $200, right? And it's like, that's $200 I never have to go to another job for.
Right.
Let's go do another one. Oh my gosh, we have $400. I never have to go to a job to work for that $400 ever again.
Yeah.
Right? Now, yeah. Okay, now we get bigger stuff. Now we're going to apartment buildings. We're getting like $1,000 cash flows. Let's say you're getting, and then all of a sudden your cash flow monthly from 3 different properties, you're getting like $2,000, right? Like, or whatever it is, like X amount, but for some people, they would be happy to just live off that. And that's all passive. You didn't have to work for it anymore. You know what I mean? Like maybe do a little bit of like management here, there, but other than that, it's like, that would be something passive coming to you.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
I was going to say that one of the things I found in that process was that my wife was not necessarily emotionally supportive. It was kind of like, okay, you're doing your thing over the years. And so one of the things that I found was that created a mental resolve over the years. Like, I'm going to have to do this. And when she sees and my family sees what I've done, maybe they'll jump on board. And I was lucky enough that over the years they've been able to see that and they've been able to jump on board. And so when you talked about the mindset shift, I was like, yeah, but I'm also curious what that was like, when it having it right from the beginnings, which is great. So now, what would you say to people out there, or actually, let me forget about people, your younger self, knowing what you know now, what would you say to your younger self who still didn't like school, but knowing what you know now, what would you say?
Yeah. There's definitely a couple things. Definitely a couple things.
Okay. All right.
It's like really figure out your goals, and it's not like the goal of becoming a doctor or like it doesn't have to be super specific, like what's going to make you happy, right? And like really dig into that, like what's going to make you happy when you're older, right? And so that's what I had to do. I had to think about like time and not worrying about finances and being with my family and this and that, like those things are going to make me so happy, what kind of job do you want? It's not what job you want, but what kind of job. Do you want to be with people? Do you want to be like do you want to do like hard work? Do you want to do tech? Do you want to do whatever it is? And then once you figure out what area you want, dig a little bit more. Like, how do you want, like, what kind of tech do you want to work with? Where do you want to work? You know, what kind of people you want to work with? Do you want to develop something? Do you want to invent something? You know, like see what you really, really want to do, because once you do that, it's like you have that direction now. You know, I just never had a direction. That was what I was lacking, is like I didn't have a direction. I was scared to pick a direction.
Yeah.
Scared to pick a direction.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, find that goal. Dig into it. You know, don't get scared. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of it. You have like the best thing you can do is freaking learn about yourself. You're learning about yourself when you're doing this. You know, so it should be exciting for you. You know, get excited. Like what gets you up at like in the morning? You know, what gets you excited and pumped up? Because if you can like see that goal and like go for it every day and every morning, you know, whether it's like you still have that hustle job, but you still like every day you're still going towards that goal, you know, like you'll get there faster, you know, you get there faster. So it's like, that's definitely something I would have told myself, is just like don't be afraid of learning who you are.
Right.
And once you really learn who you are, it's easy to make decisions. Easy to make decisions, easy to know who you want to be hanging around, who you don't want to be hanging around, you know?
So if you don't know who you are, right? Like, you know, let's be honest. If we were talking to our younger selves, we'd be like, I don't know who, you know, or sorry, our younger selves would be, I don't know who I am. So how do you go down that road of even figuring out, you know, who you are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say like,
how did you even know it was time to get married?
Oh man, I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, that's another story. But
and in other news, okay. So hang on a second here. Okay, we just found something. Okay, so you were traveling around the world dancing, and then somewhere along the way you met your girlfriend, and who then became your wife. But you weren't sure about it, but somehow you got married anyways.
Yeah.
What shifted? I mean, you're literally living the Playboy life. How in the world did that come down that you decided to? How did she lock you down?
Okay. No. Well, we met in Asia, and then I was working at the resort. She came on vacation, and I met her family on the vacation. I actually hung out with her family more than her. And like, I was hanging out with her, like mom and dad in the evenings, and I was partying with them.
Okay, that's not a cool story. You're hanging out with her mom and partying
listen.
All right.
Okay, check this out.
Focus.
First day, I meet Sherry, and I was just like, "Hey, what's up? You know, I'm C, and I'm from Canada." And she's like, "Okay, cool. Like, I'm from Singapore. My name's Sherry, this and that." It's like, cool. We should get some drinks in the evening, right? Awesome. I got to go back to work. We'll see you later, right? And then, so that was the first day.
Okay, wait. Did you already think that she was hot at that point?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So
okay.
I came up to her because there was this thing that we were doing. It's called a sun dance, where all the guests and the workers come around the pool, and we do kind of like dance together, like Macarena type thing. You know what I mean? All dance together. And I was like, "Ooh, who's that cute girl?" Right? And so I went to go talk to her. Anyways, so after that first day, I went back to work. The evening comes around. It's like we are doing a show. Oh, so I'm doing Michael Jackson.
Wait, hang on. So you see this cute girl, you walk over to her and you say, "We should get drinks later tonight?"
Yeah, because
just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should hang out tonight, because what we do at Club Med is we entertain the guests. We talk with them. We make them have like a good like, they're not just hanging out with their families, and it's just like you know how sometimes when you go on vacay and then it's like the kids don't want to hang out with the parents, or like the teens don't want to hang out with the parents, or like the youngers don't want to hang out with the grandparents. So you know what I mean? So it's like when you're hanging out with the guests, like you like, so yeah. Anyways,
I think this episode is going to be called "How to Get Married with C," and you're giving us the lowdown. Okay, so you say we should get drinks. All right, you see her later that night. Go.
Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, awesome. Like I saw this girl. I'm gonna probably get some drinks with her later, and it's Michael Jackson's show tonight, and I'm Michael Jackson. Exactly. Okay. So I'm like, I'm excited. I'm ready to do my show. I did the show, right? And I come out and like, yo, where's this girl at? Where's this girl at? You know, like just wanted like, where's the, like, you know? Anyways, this older couple comes up to me, and there's like, yo, that was an awesome show here. Let's get some drinks, this and that. And so I had an awesome time with them and other guests. And then the next day, same thing. We watched the show, and then we hung out. We did this and this. I'm like, where's Sherry? Where's this girl at? You know, 5th day comes around, and it's salsa night. And Sherry's actually a Latin dancer. She's a Latin dancer. So she was like, I'm staying out tonight. And finally I see her. I'm like, yo, where have you been all week? You know? And she's like, oh, I'm like living like healthy lifestyle. I'm going to bed early. And so I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, it was also her birthday. So it was a birthday, vacation with her family. Yeah. And anyway, so like I got some drinks. I was like, yo, it's your birthday. Let's talk. And we started talking. And then this couple came and sat across from us. So Sherry and I are sitting here talking. This older couple comes sitting across from us, and like, so I see you met my daughter. And I was like, whoa! Like I was hanging out with her parents the whole week. I was, it was amazing. It was
meet the parents. All right.
The parents first, man. And like, so like, it was cool. We talked, but then that was it. We just kind of, she like it's like, okay, like we had a couple of drinks, and then like they went back to the room, and I actually had her dad's Facebook and not hers, you know. And so I ended up later, I got her Facebook, we started connecting, and then one of my buddies said, hey, you want to come to Singapore? This is like 6 months later. This is like 6 months later after meeting Sherry. 6 months later, my buddy's like, hey, you want to come to Singapore to watch Formula One? And I was like, yeah. And I was thinking, who do I know in Singapore? And then I thought about her dad, and then I thought, oh, look, we can talk to Sherry. You know what I mean? Talk to Sherry. I was in Singapore for a month. We hung out for a month. I went backpacking after that month, and then I went back to Canada, right? But for that whole month, we were actually like together. Like we were like inseparable, right? And then I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to go back to Canada now, you know? And she followed me. She followed me like straight from then, and came to Canada. She came to Canada, and that was in December. We got married in April, and we've been married for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I really like it on some levels, but I think that it's probably not duplicatable. I mean, you know, someone's going to have to go work at Club Med, hopefully do a little bit of salsa dancing with the family first, and then potentially go see them in another country. It sounds like that's not an easy one to duplicate, but I love how that all kind of happened anyways. I mean, it was organic. You couldn't have really planned it that way. Even though you recognized all these things, you know, you still had some luck on your hands there in terms of being able to spend that time with the family and almost get their approval for when you did end up seeing her at the end of the week. That's awesome. So what kind of put it over the edge for you? And you're like, yeah, this is a marrying type. I need to lock this girl down.
So something I would say also for my younger self too is mentors, older people, like older mentors that have gone through life,
Yeah.
need to find someone that you trust, that cares about your well-being, cares about what you want to do, you know, because one of my mentors before I left for Asia, like he kind of gave me, like, what kind of woman do you want? You know, like be specific, you know, this might not work for everyone, right? But it worked for me, right? But he's like, what kind of food does she like to have? What kind of food does she not like to have? What's her ethnicity? You know, and so I got very, very specific, whether it's like smoker, non-smoker, or like this and that. You know what I mean? It's like it got very detailed. I had a long list, and like when I met Sherry, like she actually checked off like everything. Almost everything, you know what I mean? Wow. And it was like, whoa, like, and it was like family. It's like she has to be good with family. She has to love her family. She has to like be Christian. I'm Christian, so it's like, and like, so all these things had to be there. And so when I got to know her, she checked off everything. When I was in Singapore and I was there for the month, as I was getting to know Sherry, she like just getting to know her, and my list, my very specific list, she started checking off basically everything. And so it was very easy to just kind of be like, how am I going to leave this girl? You know? And when I had to go back to Canada, she just followed me. Right. And she stayed in Canada for a while. She went from the hottest country, like plus 30, plus 33 with Humidex all the way up to like 30, 39 or 40, you know what I mean? And then came to Canada. It was actually one of the coldest years in 2013. And the snow was like 7 feet high, and it was like negative 30, you know? So like she went 60 degrees difference all the way to Canada. Anyways, from there, yeah, like it just started from there.
So would you recommend to people to have some sort of list of what they're looking for?
You have to know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you like something that I call it is almost like a standard for yourself.
Okay.
You know, have a standard for yourself, you know, like.
so what I would normally say to people is, I think sometimes people, when it comes to relationships, I tend to tell people, you probably only got about 3 deal breakers, and then the whole bunch, then everything else is kind of like a wish list. I'd like this, like this. But really, there's about 3 deal breakers total. Meanwhile, people are like, they got this long list of all the things, and I'm like, man, you're gonna have to do a lot of traveling, like my man C, to get that list filled, and you're gonna have to probably work at Club Med just to get enough people in through there so that you can get your numbers up. Otherwise, you know, because the only thing that I wonder is, you know, if you've got too much of a list, mm-hmm. and you're trying too hard to get everything on that list, then you know,
no, well, like, okay,
there's a lot of things that you guys have probably grown into, mm-hmm. after being together. I mean, you've been together 7 years now. You've already beaten the odds.
Yeah, no, like, and I'm not saying you have to check off all the lists, you know, but there's certain things in that list that are very important to you, you know. So that was like family. Yeah. That was like my faith. Yeah. That was loves to travel, loves to eat. Like let's say even like, let's say Sherry didn't like sushi, and sushi was one of my favorite foods, right? Let's say she never liked sushi, and I was like, babe, can we go to sushi? And she was like, nah. You know what I mean? And be like, oh man, you know, Like that would just kind of be something that would be like missing. I like, because I love sushi. It makes me so happy. Like I said, like I want to go to around the world to eat beautiful food. And why wouldn't I want to go to Japan, which I definitely want to, and eat the best sushi? And my wife can't even enjoy that with me, you know?
Right.
Like little things like that, you know? But family, like there's definitely things that are like on the top of the list, you know? And like, yeah, like like you're not gonna check off everything, but you should at least know what you want in a woman, you know, or a partner, you know, and it's yeah, like yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, one of the things I found is that for all the things that I thought I wanted as I've gone through life, you know, so many things have changed over that time. And even wanting my wife has changed, you know, whether I want her or don't want her has changed over time, especially when you enter in kids and work and all those kind of things. Right. And there's so many challenges along the way. And sometimes I've done good and sometimes I haven't done so good. Right. And I think part of it is just the commitment to keep trying to work on it. And so now what I'm hearing is, okay, great. You're moving forward on the financial side. You're moving forward on the family relationship side. What about, you know, fitness and that? How do you keep yourself together with everything going on?
Oh man.
It's like the trifecta, right?
Yeah. Oh,
health, wealth, and happiness.
Guys, fitness, your fitness, like I'm a dancer.
Like dance routines every day?
Right? Like I'm a dancer. And so like I'm sure, like I count my steps. I count my steps on my phone. I'm sure when I was dancing, like I was easily breaking like 15 to 20,000 steps a day. Easy. And it's like with the things that I was doing on my hands and this and that, like I was super, like I was super active. And then all of a sudden when COVID happened, like I was just sitting on the computer, just like this, just like on the computer, just blah, 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 like hours on end and stopped moving, but still eating the same food and living the same life kind of thing almost. And I started gaining weight. So, yeah, guys, you definitely need to like have that standard. Where do you want your body to be? How do you like that, like fitness and health should definitely be like, you should think about that. What's going to make you happy when you're 30, 40, 50, wherever you are in life. You know, I want to be freaking 70 and still be like jacked, you know? I still like, that's one of my goals, you know? So it's like, I have to take care of myself now. Right. So it's hard when I'm working real estate. Like I have to give time to my wife and my family and stuff. Like even today, just before we went live, like I went for like a 15-minute jog or run, you know? And I want to make sure that I put health in there, health and fitness and movement in my everyday life, you know? So it's like, what's going to happen every day in your life and have enough time to do everything for you to be happy.
You know, I found one of the things that has really been not a strain, but has been interesting to try to learn and deal with, especially with COVID, is social media. I find that social media is such an integral part, even now as real estate entrepreneurs and investors, you know, with family and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It's almost like social media is just another part, has to be another part of your life. It's not like something you can just eliminate. But yet I find a lot of people they will tell you that they spend so much time on social media. And I think there's got to be some sort of balance in there. Can you speak to what that's been like for you with trying to balance social media and having a life and building an empire at the same time?
Yeah. Social media, like it's definitely something that that can consume you. It's easy. You're going like this, half hour goes by. Like gone, you know, like gone. Just doing this, just doing that,
Yeah.
you know, like easy. So it's like I have like a timer on my social media. It tells me like, oh, you've been on social media for 30 minutes, you know, and like for the day, you know, and I'm like, okay, like 30 minutes to 45 minutes is probably the most I want to like actually stay on. So once that thing goes on, I try and put it down, as you know. But yeah, like I specifically, like, I'm so focused in my business now that like social media is only for business, you know. I'm only really on there when I want to post about a deal that I'm doing, something I'm working on, or whatever, you know, and like connecting with other investors, or connecting with the right people, you know, and like it's
so what?
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just turned more into a tool than a entertainment, you know, and
how do you use it as a tool in real estate?
well, like everyone who's anyone is on social media, right, Neil? Right? Like everyone's on social media, you know. So it's like this thing right here, you can connect with the whole world, you know. Like this podcast could go all over the world. You can broadcast it everywhere, you know. So it's like if you have a goal, like my goal is to reach out to more investors, more people that are like-minded, meet more people, network, you know, and it's like, and how can I help them reach their goals and they help me as well, you know. So it's like always like a give and take, right? Like I don't scroll through as much like just kind of like entertainment anymore, you know. I'm very specific in what I like I said again, what I feed my mind every day,
Right.
you know, because it like if you feed your mind with just a lot of just like entertainment, it's like not really like I'm like addicted to growth, you know. I'm addicted to like bettering myself almost every day. Like if I didn't learn something, I feel like I didn't do anything, which, you know, like I like it, which is I guess for some people it might be crazy, but I love learning, you know. I really do love learning, and I love like looking back on my week. So tomorrow I'm gonna kind of write down everything and be like, what did I learn this week? Oh man, I learned about like banking. I learned about this. I learned about like talking with tenants. I learned about like so much that I'm learning about, and it's like figuring out like your like the steps. Like, oh my gosh, I'm this much closer. I'm this much closer. I'm this much closer to my goals. You know, and that's what keeps me kind of going. You know.
Yeah. So tell me, you know, moving forward, what are you excited about?
Oh man, I'm excited. Life is good. I'm excited for life, man. Like I know that's kind of like I don't know. Some people might think that's just like what, you know, but I like life is hard. Life is hard, but it's like it's also how you flip it, you know. Like there could be really tough times, but like it's also how you see it and why is it happening to you, you know. And so I see the positive.
How do you see life, and why is it happening to you?
Yeah. That's a big thing, you know. Like there's like most of the stuff that happens to us, for me at least, I would say, is like it happens for a reason. And like when you come out of it, you know, the hard times, you know, it's like, where were you there before it happened? Where are you now? And how are you better? You know, or how are you worse? Right. Like it, but for me, I always try and see that like like positive side and the growth side. And I know that's hard for a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. But like I said, habitual things, you know, like you have to, like it became a habit. How, like, why is this happening to me? How is this going to help me later on? You know, it's like, okay, I'm tougher because of it.
Yeah.
Okay, like I've had a trauma, and it's like I've had a trauma, and like because of this trauma, no one can say anything that like it's not true, or it's like false or whatever. It's like, no, now I can speak into that, you know, where maybe other people have been trauma through this. Let's say bullying. You know, if you've never been bullied, you can't help someone that's being bullied. You know, well, I'm not saying you can't, but it's just like, you know, like you
Right.
I can
You
feel,
understand more
him, you
how
know?
to be able. You know, Brian Tracy, I remember him, he said that bad habits are easy to are easy to form, but hard to live with. Good habits are hard to form, but easy to live with. And so I like what you're talking about there, because it really is about those habits that you build up in terms of, you know, to move your life forward in all these areas that are important to you, building up those habits so that you can continue to build the life that you want, whether it be in your finances, your financial investing, whether it be in your relationships, whether it be in your fitness. You've got to develop great habits, and they're not just going to happen. You've got to build them, even when you question yourself, even when you gotta
work every day, no days off, you know. It's like almost it's like you have to make a commitment to yourself, you know, like commit yourself. I'm not gonna like something, this is just for me, you know. I used to swear a lot. I used to just be part of my vocabulary. And I'm not saying this is bad for anyone that does swear, you know what I mean? But it's just for me, I don't want to swear anymore. It's just not part of who I am, you know, and I don't care whether you do or not or whatever. But it's like, it's just the standard that, like, I used to work with tons of kids. And the way that I act with kids is the exact same I act with you. The exact same way I act with my boys. You know what I mean? I don't like, and like the way that I talk doesn't change. You know how sometimes people, you can see the shift. You can see the shift when they're with certain people, and it almost turns into a different person. Yeah. You know, I'm the same person with everyone.
Right.
So that was a goal for myself. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So if people want to get more of Christian Ancheta, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can definitely contact me through Facebook or Instagram, Christian Ancheta through Facebook, and then CEE Investments on Instagram. Yeah,
love it. Wow, from dancer to gigolo to real estate bigalow. Christian, it's been fun having you on the show today.
So good, my man. I thank you so much for having me. You know, I'm so happy we're talking more. You know, like I want this to happen every week. Yo, get me in every week. I love this, man.
the dancing real estate investor. Love it. Christian, thanks so much. We'll see you again next time on Leadership to Wealth.